This is Foretich here again with another book for you guys. This one is called Sloth Slept On, and the author is Fran Preston Gannon. Sloth slept on. He wasn't like any other creature we had ever found in the backyard. We asked him his name. We asked what he was doing up in our tree, but there was no answer. He was asleep. Pay attention to this sign over here in the tree. It says, if you find our sloth, return him to the zoo. But they didn't see it yet. Look, they've put the sloth in a wagon. Yikes. We had lots of questions, so we set off to find some answers. First, we asked Dad what he thought, but he was busy. Dad's mopping. Now they're carrying this sloth. Wow, he's still sleeping. We looked in all the books we could find. They were full of pictures and words and places and things, but there was nothing that looked like our new friend. They're looking in the book about the desert. Do you think the sloth is from the desert? They're looking in a book about the rainforest. Do you think that's where he's from? They're looking in a book about the oceans. I don't think a sloth lives in the ocean. And look at what they're reading on the newspaper. The newspaper says, zookeeper looks high and low for missing animal, and look who it is. But they didn't see that. Let's see what happens next. Yikes. We knew he wasn't an elephant. He didn't have a trunk. Right? He wasn't a tiger either. He didn't have any stripes. He wasn't a horse or a bear. He let out a loud snore. He was still asleep. Perhaps he didn't belong in our backyard at all. Maybe he had traveled a very long time from somewhere far away. They're looking on their globe and they're pretending to be astronauts, using their imaginations. Maybe he came as an astronaut from another planet. There's Earth. Do you think that's what happened? Or maybe he was a ferocious pirate who had been sailing the seas and was sleepy from all his adventures. There's the sloth as a pirate. Do you think that's what it is? He might even be a brave knight who was exhausted from spending all his time fighting dragons. There's the sloth knight with a dragon. I don't think that's it. Do you? All of a sudden, look! This says the rainforest. He is not an elephant or an astronaut or a pirate or a knight. I'll bet you guys know what he is already. He is an animal called a sloth. We learned that our friend usually lives in the beautiful rainforest of Central and South America. Right there on a map. You can look that up with your parents. The sloth is a type of three-toed sloth who uses his strong grip to stay in the trees. Sloths move very, very slowly. The sloth is a very sleepy animal. He can sleep hanging in a tree for up to 20 hours a day. 20 hours. Sometimes a sloth lives in the same tree in the rainforest for years at a time. The rainforest has all the things that a sloth likes to eat, like leaves, fruit, twigs, and even bugs. I know those are all the same things you like to eat, right? Do you like to eat bugs? So, the rainforest sounded wonderful. We decided there was only one thing to do. We found a nice big box and used all the stamps we could find. We packed him some lovely leaves to eat and toys for the journey. Uh-oh. They're putting him in a box to ship him. It says, please send to the rainforest. And they're putting him in. He's still sleeping. Do you think that's a good idea? They didn't see the sign. Look, there's the sign again, missing. If found, please return to the zoo. They didn't see it. We were so happy the sloth had come all the way from the rainforest to visit. We would miss him lots, but we were glad that he would be waking up back where he belongs. Uh-oh. Deep in the rainforest, the sloth finally stirred. Look, there's the post office truck that dropped him off. He had been having the most wonderful sleep. He slowly lifted his head, looked around, sees in the rainforest with all his rainforest animals. And what do you think he said? He said, excuse me, which way is the zoo? Oh, he really wanted to go back to his zoo home. That's silly. So I came up with a few ideas you could try about sloths. One thing is there are several other great books about sloths. Your mommy and daddy could maybe look them up on the library website and read them to you if you're interested. One is called Slowly, 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 Said the Sloth. And that's by Eric Carle, who I know you're all familiar with. Another one is called The Very Sleepy Sloth by Andrew Murray. And then there's another book called Kyle Goes Alone by Jan Thornhill. So check those out. There were some craft ideas I thought about, and I'm going to put one of the ideas on the Facebook page. You can trace your shoe on a piece of paper and cut it out, and that makes a perfect sloth shape. And then you can put some legs on it and have it hanging in a tree. So I'll put that on Facebook. But some other ideas that I came up with were you could look up all about sloths and learn all about them. Look at pictures, learn where they live, what they eat. And then also on the Cincinnati Zoo site, there are home safaris that I know some of you have been watching, and there is a zoo safari about sloths, and I am going to also post that on Facebook. Another thing you could do is try to come up with as many descriptive words as you could to describe the sloth. So some suggestions might be sleepy, furry, upside down. Try to come up with as many words as you can, and some of you may be able to get someone to write those words for you, and you could try copying them. You could also compare and contrast the sloth in the story with some of your stuffed animals. So you could make a list. You could put the same things and different, same and different. So what are some things that are the same about some of your stuffed animals and the sloth, and what are things that are different about your stuffed animal and the sloth? So say you have a stuffed tiger, you could say, well, it's different because it's faster than the sloth. And then, as I said, look up some other books and try to get some information about sloths. Okay, I hope you guys are doing great. We miss you, miss you, miss you, and take care.